Hey, this is D-Res Studio here, and we're here to interview Stellar Steel. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello there, I am Stellar Steel, a Let's Player, also pretty much a voice actor, which didn't really expect to become one so soon in this community, but I'm so glad I could be here, Deriz.
Yeah, glad to have you here. It's really cool that are now a voice actor in my project for Valence the Espion.
Yeah. So what do you got for the first question, then?
We'll go ahead and start out with how did you start? How did you start out in voice acting? What got you into voice acting?
Well, I guess there's a handful of figures for that. Really, the Let's Playing takes a lot of, like, I guess you can compare that with voice acting as well, where you kind of, like, at times you don't really just want to, talk extremely monotone. You got to give your characters a bit of emphasis and thought to it as well. So I feel like I could relate some of that into that. But really though, how I started things out, I tried out for Evolution Squad. It was like back in July. I found the Evolution Squad around like February. Around then, it was like my YouTube recommended feed. Found that, and I decided to check the comic out, and it was actually really good. It was a really good dub, presented by Mickey Mario 64. I decided like I gotta keep following on this thing. Whenever I would see episodes come out, it really made me into it. So, and then eventually, I learned that you can be casted on such a big project. That eventually, I decided to make a casting call club account around like I think like the first day of July actually of 2018, and then tried out. Didn't make it though, but I got a lot of positive response to my audition. So after that, then though, I guess kind of disaster struck for Mickey Mario 64. He went on a hiatus for a long time, and I decided to join his Discord server to see how exactly what's going on with like why is it taking so long for these videos to come out. And eventually, learn the answer. Long story short, eventually though, I found a character called Brian the Leafeon, and I decided to become extraordinarily dedicated to wanting to get that character. And I practiced for months on end, and sure enough, I got the part, and now here I am. And yeah.
Yeah, that's actually how we both met. Is when I applied for the same audition, except I went for Bolt. And yeah, that happened.
Right. I tried out for Bolt too, and then you said I was pretty good. I thought you were pretty good, of course. I wished you good luck if you want to look back at the comments section.
Yeah, I remember that. I was just like, I saw your Brian edition, so I was like, oh wow, this is great. He's gonna get Brian. But then after I had auditioned, I was scrolling through, and then I noticed you auditioned for Well, and I was like, I'm dead.
I'm gonna get both parts.
Yeah, that is exactly how it honestly felt. I was like, oh, this guy's gonna steal all the male parts. Easy, without a doubt.
Steal puns.
Pretty much.
I mean, I thought I did pretty good for that audition. I tried for a long time. I was unhealthily dedicated to wanting to get Brian's part. It was definitely, I felt like at times Brian can be me because he has a really good personality, and I feel like his personality is very similar to mine. Overall, though, I'm just glad I got the part, and then thank you all so much for cheering me on to get it. I really enjoy playing as Brian, of course. There's a lot of possibilities open to me now. Like I do like a Brian Plays series, of course, as well on my channel, but I really gotta work on that a bit more because all I've done was just Persona and don't have anything else planned.
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, that was basically your big start into voice acting, and then you started getting more roles after that.
Right. I mean, I didn't expect to become a voice actor really at all. I was more of like a Let's Play focused thing, but I guess really how it works out, though, like, you don't really expect stuff that you're going to do good in, and it just kind of just happens over a whim. Like, I want to try to be good at Let's Playing, but YouTube just, just isn't fair for a lot of content you create, and I guess I'll just see what happens. Like, I think voice acting right now, it is definitely like a surefire way of me, like, working on, like, this digital media universe right about now.
Yeah, as I said, I liked your YouTube channel, which, basically, I found it nice is because I grew up without any video games and stuff, especially, and Nintendo was really big when I was a young kid, but yeah, I couldn't play any of this stuff, so basically watching a lot of your Let's Plays kind of lets me live what others got to experience as a kid. I could kind of watch the Let's Play, experience that game without actually playing it.
Right, right. I'm glad you bring that point up about that. That is something I do like to keep in mind is like kind of show the experiences I had of a lot of the games when I was a kid, or maybe some of the more recent games like Persona 5 I'm doing now. That game like hit me hard for only being like 19, 18 years old, but it was yeah. I mean, I am doing as well like New Super Mario Bros. Or New Super Luigi Bros. In this case, that was definitely a big game when I was a kid. It was like one of the first games I got when I was like 8. I'm glad that I can just share my experiences, and you guys can also share your experiences as well. Even if you don't have one, you can create your own of just like watching me, maybe funny moments, things just happen. I try my best to describe exactly how the game works out, everything plays, and yeah.
Yeah, really good channel. Which brings me up with my next question: what got you started as a Let's Player for your YouTube channel?
So I've been pretty interested in Let's Plays for a long time. I actually just I figured we were going to bring up this question, so I was thinking for a long time, like, when did I exactly even first start about wanting to be interested in Let's Playing? So I think it all goes all the way back. There was like, I guess I'll try to mention the name of this. I have no clue if anybody's going to remember this. I guess it's like, it kind of goes back to like cable, or there's like a satellite version of TV called like Dish Network you might know about. They actually had like interactive games on there. Sadly, though, we actually just disconnected that from our house. I don't know if it's even possible for like that satellite anymore to play games. But there used to be like demos I could play on there at one point. And I remember I was so integrated and wanted to like screw around with that. It's kind of like plug and play games almost, where like they would just hook up with like AVI cables or something like that. And I remember I found out that actually I could record things with VCR tapes, and I was screwing around with that because for some reason my parents just like were pretty, even though it was like early 2000s, they really didn't care about. They didn't have a whole lot of DVDs. They had like VHS tapes and stuff like that. So I decided to see if I could record some stuff and maybe talk over it a little bit. Which, you know, I to this day I can't find those tapes. I wish I could, because they were like they were interesting Let's Plays. But that was like when I was like 5 or 6. I don't even know what the meaning of what a Let's Play was whatsoever. I just found like being able to record a game and like maybe even like talk about it as well. That was like the most amazing thing ever. But fortunately, my parents got pretty upset because I did waste a lot of the VHS tapes. So, yeah, but really though, that's just like my earliest roots right there. What really got me started off was like a lot of the stuff I forget about later on was there was a YouTuber, two actually YouTubers I found. Was the first one was Swingbird 941, and then Chugga Conroy was really my main influence for wanting to start. Swingbird did a lot of when I first found him, he did like Minecraft and then Animal Crossing New Leaf. It's between blind and not really blind gameplay, which I kind of liked about that. His charm is pretty nice. He did do a lot of voice acting for his characters in Animal Crossing, which I liked that a lot of it. And that's kind of a little bit more back to the voice acting roots, where adding a bit of charm to your characters. And then Chugga Conroy, I was hearing a lot of good things about him. I didn't realize that a lot of the videos I found from him actually, when you just search, like, for example, like Pikmin 2 or Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, he'll pop up like right at the top, and even like Pokemon Platinum now. That was like one of the Let's Plays that really got me into his channel to want to stick with him for a long time. If you just search like really any pretty good sized Pokemon game or Nintendo game that's main series, you're going to see his name probably pop up when you make that Let's Play. And that's he's got a lot of charm to him, that's for sure. A lot of people actually say that my voice sounds a lot like Chugga Conroy's. I guess I can kind of agree on that. But yeah, he was one of the main pushes. I think when I first decided, I think it was like 2016. When I wanted to really think like, you know what, I want to try to make Let's Plays. And I decided like, it was in 2017 of November, I decided to compile information about how to make Let's Plays and stuff like that. And I got myself a capture card, got my decent laptop, that was a Toshiba, and my $5 Walmart headset mic, and started making Let's Plays of Super Paper Mario.
Yeah, that's pretty great, because I had the luxury of, when I started all this kind of stuff, I already had a streaming mic and everything else, because I just wanted the cool stuff. I've always been an enthusiast myself, so I was just like, I wanted all the cool stuff. But I know a lot of these people, and that's what I really like about your beginnings, is you started out with having to deal with what everybody else dealt with, and then built yourself up to where you have a nicer mic now and stuff like that. Where me, I just started with all the spoiled rich boy toys.
Right. I kind of wish, honestly, I started out a little bit longer. Like, I kept staying with my lower tier equipment because like a lot of people around me, they don't have this advantage of like maybe having better equipment, which I do feel kind of bad for those kind of people, of course. And at times I can definitely feel spoiled. Like I used to use an editor that came with my capture card, which I didn't even realize. Like I didn't even think about an editor at first. And I use like a dazzle capture card to just record like composite footage, which is like your red, yellow, and like white. You might see those cables, which are your standard audio, left-right audio, and then just standard video, which doesn't look very good. It's like 480p is the highest it'll support, and not any HDMI. It's not any like special component cables that make the video on multiple channels. That's supposed to look good. But it was definitely a rocky ride, that's for sure. I remember my editor and my computer just didn't really like each other at times, and sometimes a lot of my older videos, there are quite a bit of errors. But I feel like I put a lot more work in my older videos, because at times, like, I'm so spoiled with, like, my good equipment I got, that I tend to just become a bit lazy, like, yeah, edit this, put the footage in, make sure everything's synced up, there you go, bada bing, bada boom. I do try to watch all my videos all the way through, as well, to make sure they're the best of quality, just make sure there's no mistakes, but stuff tends to slip through still. And I mean, I am no like expert. I probably say I'm like still between beginner and intermediate level for Let's Playing. That's for sure, because I feel like if you feel like you haven't have nowhere to grow still, you're basically you're going to be lost in trying to find yourself with uploading videos and whatnot. And it's kind of become a bit of a down spiral for you, where you're not really going to be making videos based on your love for them. You're going to be making them just because you want to make. You're just making the videos, And it feels a bit, I guess, as Mickey Mario would say, plastic, where it feels a bit like it's fake. I guess that's kind of like the terminology there, but yeah.
Basically, the term I get for my job all the time, plastic. No.
I wouldn't say that though. You did a good job on the first episode.
Thank you. As I said, I'm really going to be putting everything into this next episode coming out soon, because this next one's going to mean a lot to everything, because it's the only real story with any. Yeah, it's the only one with story. The rest are kind of like shorts and stuff. This is kind of like a straight through story of how Val, your character, is going to come into the team.
Right.
Cool. Do you have anything else to add about your channel?
Well, one thing I did think about was, like, I guess for spoiled wise, you're saying about technology. I think one thing is when you start out with smaller wise technology that's like not all that great, and maybe like the lower end equipment or like bare bones, like Windows Movie Maker, it makes you start to really want some of the better end equipment. And then when that becomes the case, you start to really put research into like how like your Premiere Pro works, or like maybe Vegas, something like that. And you become a lot more, when that really happens, I feel like you're a lot more enveloped around like the higher end equipment, which I do think it might be for those of you who think like it's a good idea to start in like higher end stuff. I would think at times it's a bit better to start on the lower end here, because like for one, like if you're my case right here, you don't have a lot of money, and you really just you have like an opportunity to get a job, a lot of the stuff I'm going to be saying though is like not really, it's pretty much just like same spoken stuff Chucky Connery said, that I kind of followed his footsteps, which he actually does have a video in his channel that if you would like to follow his footsteps completely, you can check out. It's literally how, I think it's over like 10 years worth of Let's Playing, which he's been Let's Playing for 11 years now, and I've been doing that for about 1 year and 6 months, which I can't believe that I'm already being interviewed, of all things.
Yeah,
I should be asking you questions now.
Yeah, as I'm newer than you could ever be.
Right. I guess I've been kind of like living in the shadows a bit of the time on the internet. Like I decided, I guess you could say, just come out randomly. Just and say like, "What's up, guys? I'm Stellar Steel." No. But I've definitely been more of a fan than a content creator. That's for sure. Where I've watched a lot of Let's Plays. I've seen people like NCS, Adam AK Swingbird, Chucky Connery, of course. I watched some Proton John. I used to watch some PBG gameplay as well. There's some other Let's Players I've seen here and there. Yeah, Let's Plays are just overall. I would say it's definitely my starting on YouTube, and I'd say Minecraft. A lot of Minecraft Let's Plays were. It was definitely a big influence for wanting me to start. Actually, my first channel was It did involve a lot of Minecraft stuff, a lot of those videos. I do still have those videos. Probably back them up because that laptop I originally recorded them on is now long gone. The hard drive decided to just die, but I still have them uploaded. I probably should back them up, but I don't think you want to hear a 14-year-old me squeak as loud as possible saying, "Hey guys, welcome to Minecraft Factions."
Well, Minecraft used to be Minecraft was my first game I ever played. When I turned 17 and got a phone for the first time because I was moving out, that I immediately, first thing I bought was Minecraft Mobile Edition.
Yeah, Minecraft is a great game. I know it is getting popular once again, which I know a lot of people are saying like, oh man, Fortnite's gonna go out and die, which it's still going strong. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Fortnite.
Yeah, I could see it. I wouldn't miss it if it died, to be honest.
Yes. I'm not going to state my opinions on that because there's a lot of people going to get upset.
Yeah, there is
about
a lot
that.
Of,
but
as I say, if you like Fortnite, you like Fortnite. But you know, there are people who hate it, and you can't hate on them for hating it.
Right. I mean, I was thinking of going back to Minecraft. I was thinking about making Minecraft videos because one problem about YouTube right now is that I am a little upset about is when I went into making YouTube videos, I expected a lot of success to happen right away, and a lot of my videos out like. I think from like every month I was lucky to even get maybe one or two subs and maybe 10 views. Like I would just upload the videos for just making them. I did have fun making them, but a lot of the videos I made weren't really getting viewed whatsoever. And at times, like I was thinking of, like I'd say summer of 2018. That's when I kind of just like stopped focusing on my YouTube channel, like July, and it was around my Wario Land Shake It Let's Play that I kind of just like didn't really care about daily uploading anymore because like I didn't know if anybody really cared about watching my stuff. But eventually, when I found one thing that definitely helped me a lot was I found Kulog Talk, and that's where I found there was an advertisement channel. I put videos on there. People were like, wow, this is pretty cool, and eventually I became some good friends with some people on there, and slowly but surely I found like a collaborative gaming channel, and they helped me build my way up to getting about 100 subs, and from that point on, I did leave that flock. Left the nest because it felt like at some point like I really couldn't grow myself there anymore, and I felt like that if I become more free-ranged, which I did at about like 115 subs, I think, and now I got about almost 500, I felt like I could have a lot more space to myself. And I feel like I do have to thank that collaborative gaming channel. I'm not exactly going to mention who they are, but because there's a bit of there's definitely a lot of drama focused around them, that's for sure in this day and age. But they did help me, and they helped me with some stuff in my videos to this that I still make to this day that I probably wouldn't have realized to do. Like rendering certain videos in like an MP4 format, for example. I'm not going to go into like nerd statistics right there, but yeah, they did help me quite a bit. I have to thank them. They helped me start out a little bit, but over time though, it just felt like that. I guess you could say it was a bit, yet again, the plastic terminology Mark or Mickey Mario 64 can use right there. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I can say about that. I guess I could tell you my equipment-wise, where I did say I started out with like Toshiba like 2016 laptop i5 processor. Don't even know if I think it had like onboard Intel graphics Intel. I used OBS to do things, and I used a Dazzle capture card that is like the most basic you can get. You can find those things new for about $40 when I got mine, and it came with Pinnacle Studio, a very basic editor, but at least gets the job done. I think it might be a little better than Windows Movie Maker. But yeah, I did that for a while. I did Super Paper Mario, Earthbound. I did all of the gameplay I do on my channel is it's not emulator. It's all purist type deal where it's either on Virtual Console you can download, disc based, and it's all through capture card whatnot. Nowadays I use I have a 3DS capture card that hopefully doesn't go bad because now they ended up becoming illegal in Japan, and now no they're not sold there anymore. So that's just fantastic. So I'm lucky I have one of those. And then I also have an Elgato HE60S, which kind of gives me some trouble at times, but it definitely is a very high-end capture card that it's like one of the best you can get at the market. So that's good. I don't record in 4K, probably as of yet. I mean, that's extraordinarily expensive along with 8K. Everything's in 1080p, 60 FPS. I tried to render it out in that. Yeah, I guess I could talk about video editing processes at times. I mean, I try to make sure the bit rate's as high as possibly can. One thing I struggle with though is my internet. My internet is not good whatsoever. When I go to college, I would bring the same laptop I actually use. I used originally just starting out, which now I have my own computer that I built. I really wanted to, like, the main reason I built this computer was like even though I'm on Discord way too much. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's almost like this is like a 1300 Discord machine at this point that I built. But it was meant for YouTube, that's for sure. It's I'm not really gonna name the specs because I can remember them all, but it's definitely a very pretty good high-end PC. I guess I could go a little bit. It's like an AMD Ryzen 5 processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM. Could use some more storage, of course. SSD for boot drive. 1050 graphics card. Wish I didn't skimp out on the graphics card because it would help me render videos a little bit faster. But way better than onboard Intel graphics, that's for sure. But yeah, my internet, it definitely is like probably the most lacking out of my equipment that I have, and I've tried to improve it through my company where I live. It's not going to get any better than what it is unless I move out of the house, which I'm going to be hopefully trying to do in a year or two.
Yeah,
because
that's always nice.
Yeah, because it's extraordinarily slow. Like it takes about 2 to 3 hours to get a half-an-hour video up, and sometimes even longer if the upload fails. So.
Yeah, that's actually the really cool thing about making dubs, as I noticed, is when I was making my Beat Saber videos, oh wow, I don't like to think about those anymore, but those would take a pretty good long while to render, but then when I render out a dub with about the same amount of time, it honestly just renders faster because it really is just a bunch of layered pictures and effects.
Yeah, I mean, I have thought about making other types of content. I do have a second channel where I can make other types of content. I have thought about making, you might know about the comic music video format.
Yeah, I tried that. I never posted it though, but I did make an attempt on it.
Oh, you actually tried that?
Yeah, I might share it to you sometime.
Okay,
I gotta ever go live.
All right, I have thought about making my own. I mean, there was a lot of songs that that are definitely Nintendo focused. Like a lot of my friends I found in Discord, they're like, "Oh man," they asked like Dream Horrendous or somebody that's like it's associated with them, like, "Oh man, you should make this song that's like with Pokemon." He's either too busy or it just doesn't have lyrics, or it just the lyrics aren't very comprehensible to hear. But I could try to do some of those songs. I feel like I might be able to edit. Like I have thought about maybe comic dubs as well, but one thing that's definitely for sure with Let's Plays is like I have my pride, that's for sure. I know YouTube just doesn't do very good with Let's Plays. I really want to try to improve my viewership, that's for sure. I don't want to stress too much about that because then it just becomes a bit like non-worthy for me anymore. Like if I just care about the following and the numbers, that kind of just makes me really a bit pointless to even upload videos at that point. I really should care about like the main point is me having fun, making sure I at least, which I have done, I'm very happy about this, make sure people like the games they see, they end up playing themselves or buying a copy, and I've gotten pictures, I've gotten tweets sent to me saying like, "Oh man, you actually helped me get this game so far," and I didn't think whatsoever, like I think it was like October of 2018. I didn't imagine to get like a response that quick. They're like, "Oh man, Stillerster, your Let's Play of like Luigi's Mansion or Super Mario Sunshine." You know, I ended up buying the game in a GameCube and controller as well just to play those games. Like, well, dang, I didn't expect. That's like kind of like Chugging Conroy level right there. I mean, sure, my viewership is very low. A lot of people say like, "Yeah, you deserve a lot more followings." I can agree about that, of course. I shouldn't be turning that a bit of a rant, but like, I'm happy I was able to show people that these games I play are very worthwhile. I do feel like my commentary can lack a little bit, and I could ramble, such as right now. But
hey, that's what makes a good Let's Go player, is the ability to ramble, add that extra, personality to the videos.
Exactly, which definitely though Let's Plays, I feel like I am starting to master a little bit. I would like to keep going on with them, which I do feel like according to I should be able to get my statistics up to like hopefully according to Social Blade to 1,000 subs by then, which I would like to make my channel a bit larger because the community feed I really makes your channel interactive. That's the problem is like us lower creators that are really struggling to get up there. You don't really have a whole lot of tools to work with. I mean, live streaming is definitely like I'm gonna say one of your biggest tools. I am trying to dabble with that a little bit. For sure, because it seems like I can stray off and deviate from my series I'm doing. Like if I just randomly start uploading a new series, I expect myself to get that series done. I have not finished. There's a handful of series on my channel that I haven't finished, but they either just didn't work out, I didn't like them, or they didn't go a whole lot of viewership. But my main Let's Play series, I finished all of them up to like Super Paper Mario to right now Persona 5 and New Super Luigi Bros. I plan on finishing them unless something happens to me, which I hopefully nothing happens to me. Otherwise, that's game over for Brian. So, yeah.
Yeah, that would not be fun.
Not at all.
Yeah, I always joke around about getting fired.
I mean, that was exactly what I was talking about.
Exactly, yeah. It's just like, yeah, you fire me now, please.
Right. But yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about my Let's Plays. I was trying to make sure I got every single point as possibly can, because this is like, it's seriously a topic I really like, and I definitely try to make sure, like, my own Discord server, I try to make sure it's Let's Play focused, because I have made a few other people make their own, want to start making their own Let's Plays. I encourage them, like, keep going. I don't care if the viewership's small. Just do it as long as you like it. Just do it. And I'm happy about, like, even people say, like, oh man, your channel's not that great, or oh man, you really deserve more. And it does kind of, like, it is a little embarrassing seeing the numbers on my channel very low. And at times, like, people, I do worry. I have heard people say, like, oh man, don't worry about it. If your channel's low, they'll still subscribe no matter what. I'm not so sure about that. Like, I can feel like at times numbers can influence your verdict, whether or not people will subscribe to you. That's why you got to work on things like maybe channel trailers, or make sure it has good presentation, like channel art, profile picture, which there are some very popular YouTubers that have, like, millions of subs and of horrible channel backgrounds, so don't ask me why that's the case, but you gotta have good presentation with your videos, your commentary. Don't stumble like I do, and don't cut it out, or you forget to cut it out, or maybe don't mess up with end card stuff. That just shows that you're really dedicated to making your stuff. And I have, like, had some higher up, I don't like to brag a little, but I've had some higher up YouTubers in this community who are involved in the cool. Like, they're like, how do you upload daily like this? And at times as well, like, I feel like I can bother people, maybe upload too much, but
yeah, it's
hey,
honestly
right
the best for your channel, though, to upload daily. I was doing some reading on that, and yeah, the best way to promote your channel and make it bigger is upload very.
Right.
Yeah.
I've looked at a lot of statistics about that. I guess I'll stray away a little bit from Let's Plays, more of like YouTube's formula. YouTube's formula is extraordinarily bad. Like, it's really, really bad. Like, I remember I used to watch, I guess I could say it, Game Theory's videos. They said, like, formula-wise, where if you upload daily, or the more videos you put out, YouTube likes that. And if you upload videos that are more than 10 minutes, YouTube likes that even more. Problem is, though, people tend to, like, maybe make a video rollout, or just, like, they upload worthless stuff that shouldn't even be in the video, just to maybe get more money-wise for ad revenue, or something that really isn't all that worthwhile. But at times, though, I do feel like uploading daily does help, but it definitely, your sanity is pretty much gone. Like, I try to take breaks. At times, like, my sanity will be so drained from making videos, I'll just, like, or I'll get distracted by something and I just can't upload. I'll have, like, either like a random, like, 5-day break to week break. But I will return eventually, although nobody's ever said, like, where'd you go, Stellar Steel? What happened? But, yeah, YouTube is not very good whatsoever. I do find that at times, from my own personal experience, if you're trying to make a dedicated series, for Let's Playing wise, I find that streaming games, if you're trying to deviate away from your current system, and just streaming is a good way to, like, have an excuse of playing a random game that you probably wouldn't just normally do on your channel as a series. But I have thought about doing blind Let's Plays. I have done a few on my channel, but I don't like doing blind. I want to make sure people are informed by the gameplay I do. And I show, like, it shows that I know what I'm doing. And I feel like that shows a bit of pride and confidence for yourself. And people actually like, hey, this guy knows what he's doing. I think I should subscribe or like the video, you know?
Yeah. I totally understood how that is. Yeah, basically, the big reason for watching a Let's Play, like, the number one reason is usually a guide to the game, almost. Like, if you don't know what you're doing when you're playing to the game, the guy who's watching you is going to be like, oh, this guy has no clue what he's doing.
Exactly. That's what basically a blind Let's Play is right there. I have done streams before with that. I can't even think of the life. You're like, oh yeah, Pokemon Coliseum, like, that game, I was just streaming that, and that was, like, I didn't know where to go for, like, half an hour. I have beaten that game before, but at times it can become just a blind gameplay where you're like, you don't know where you're going, walking around, you don't know what item to find, and it just becomes a huge train wreck at that. That's why at times I don't like blind gameplay. But one thing I do like about blind gameplay is, if it's a newer game, people are most likely going to watch it because that's what they're most attracted to. Although I try to stick with my sense of pride a little bit, where I like the games I play are ones that I treasure and hold deeply to my heart, and they're personal experiences that I feel like I like to share with the rest of the world. There's a lot of stories to tell with those games, and I feel like that if I get my heart out there, tell everybody, like, man, this is what the game has done for me, or like oh man, maybe I find like something I wanted to bring up for a long time, like maybe like I don't know, like maybe I want to say like Waluigi randomly sounds like my uncle or something, or if I want to bring up some random fact like that I feel like I just want to shout out there and tell the rest of the world this is my opinion about that. It's nice about that. I mean that you can make review videos too, but I feel like that adds its own charm for Let's Playing wise as well.
Yeah. I know reviewing channels get quite a bit of views. People love reviews, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I have thought about making reviews as well, which I forgot we were talking about the subject, or I kind of just randomly brought up the subject about making other types of videos, which I have. At times I have made meme videos, of course, those are, people do like those. I made some Evolution Squad meme videos. I guess just random videos I might have. Smash Brothers videos I have thought about dabbling with on my main channel anyways, because that's, I guess, focused, I guess you could say, well, it's more gameplay-wise anyways. But there's some older videos. I used to do a series on my channel called Hailstorm, actually. And that was kind of based around the collab gaming channel I was focused on at one point. And decided, like, you know what, I want to try to do this with the buddies, you know, just get them around one area. I bought a mic, which actually is the mic I use for my... It kind of helped me a little bit. I didn't even think about buying a mic, and making my own collab gaming channel, well, it was kind of collab gaming series, didn't have a gaming channel. I would just... If I made another channel, I felt like the subscriber base would kind of wane away. So I bought a new mic, which is the one I use for voice acting, so that kind of helped out for Brian Galifion's rise to the star-wise. I bought that. I had my capture card I just bought at the time, my Elgato HD60. Brought my friends likely had some gaming laptops I could use. I didn't want to bring my entire gaming PC, or like, well, not really gaming PC, but my built PC that's pretty good for YouTube-wise, making videos. And we decided just to go for it, record. And there are some older videos on my channel, like the Let's Go Pikachu. That was the first series I tried to do because it was blind-wise for my channel. I think that was around like November-wise. But I tried to do some other games like Mario Party as well, because those are like obviously good games to do with friends. Mario Kart, Kirby Star Allies, some of the big multiplayer-focused games. They were good, but the problem is a lot of my friends were college buddies for local-wise, and we couldn't really continue the series, or just the games became boring over time with just a bunch of friends. I feel like if I was to make another collab revival for my channel, which I don't think I'm going to do, I'm moving a lot of the old videos I recorded with my buddies or to my second channel, because they just don't really focus on the Let's Play style I kind of have, or they're just outdated. I have a lot of pre-recorded stuff I actually had for that Hailstorm series, but other than that, though, Hailstorm, I guess, is kind of a brand I do own a little bit, but it's more for, like, it's just for, like, a personal, like, private thing. Now, that just a bunch of my friends, really, that help me with, maybe helping with my videos here and there, but other than that, yeah.
I have to say, one video I enjoyed when I first subscribed to your channel is I found your Garry's Mod video.
Okay, so about those videos. So I was making videos on my channel. I was in a random voice chat on Kulak. And the voice actor for one of the Mighty Annas, Unique Umbreon, you might remember him for Special Chapter 3. That was actually the special chapter I tried out for. Hopefully not really getting too much into old man story-wise here, but this is pretty nostalgic to me. But
yeah.
So Unique Umbreon, we were in a voice chat. I was talking about my YouTube channel. I think Sam was in there too. She might have just randomly left. I don't know. She is a random person, that's for sure. But Sam's pretty cool as a voice actor. But I think after that, I think he was like, there's only a few people in there. He was random. Was like, you know what you should do on your channel? You should make Garry's Mod, because that's gonna make you really popular. I mean, it got a lot of viewerships. A lot of people said they thought the videos are funny. It was a lot more editing wise, and I made those videos when I was I just started getting Premiere, or I started using Premiere. I thought they were okay. They're definitely not up to snuff, like the beginning logo. The one thing I was really proud of was the music I added in there. Was a bunch of random video game music, just a bunch of chaos and stuff like that. But a lot of those were either with my real-life friends, Unique Umbreon, or just myself. I do have another Garry's Mod episode made, but the problem is, though, I am more focused on recording stuff than editing. I don't like staring at my PC for a long time, just adding in, like, random edits and stuff like that.
I know how that feels.
Yeah, which that's kind of the main reason why, like, I would really want to make comic dubs or music videos, because
that is what it is. You're literally staring at a screen. You're adding stuff in there, and it gets to a point where you're zooming in on the timeline really close, and you're making such delicate moves because you got to make everything match. with either
Right.
voices or with music. So
Right, exactly. I guess if people might want to contradict, they're like, well, what about Let's Plays then? Don't you edit a whole lot for that? Well, for that wise right there, Let's Playing wise, you do have to kind of edit quite a bit. I mean, I do have, for like Pokemon Red Rescue Team, I had a lot of overlays and stuff to describe every Pokemon in detail you encounter in the game. And there are like backdrops, like a lot of the games record in like 4:3, and you're putting them on a 1080p or 16:9 display, and you gotta like edit. Some people don't like the black bars inside of the screen, which some people don't really bother with making a mask, which it is annoying to make. I'll be honest right there. I'm not gonna say not gonna lie, because I say that way too much in my videos. But being honest, Premiere can be kind of hard to mess with. It doesn't have a whole lot of presets. At times people say like, oh man, I use Vegas a lot better, which there is a bit of controversy going on with like Creative Cloud saying they're jacking their prices up too much, but we'll just see about that, because I got to pay every month as well $20 to $30. I'm gonna take the student plan for Premiere Pro or Photoshop, Audition, which I guess we'll talk about recording wise for voice acting maybe later on, but we'll see about that if I get done talking about Let's Plays. But yeah, it does take a lot of effort to edit Let's Plays still, just because like you're not doing a comic dub. You do have to make sure like all the audio is spot on. You got to make sure my voice is being heard. There are some Let's Plays where I'm pretty quiet. I had some people like, I didn't hear the end of it, like, why are you so quiet this one section? Or the music's too loud, turn it down. Or I can't hear the game audio. That is a case right there. That's for sure. I do, yeah, I guess going into a bit of more other, like Let's Play wise, it is good to maybe have a beta testing audience for some of your videos, because something could be wrong in there. And at times I have, a lot of the videos I make, I'm the only one that watches them. I have had a few friends now, though, that like asking like, hey, let me help you beta test this video, or let me see that, because they do point out mistakes, thankfully, and maybe they give opinions like how things look, because in the end though, I don't really want my opinion to be the complete like verdict on the Let's Play, because that's not a Let's Play anymore. It's meant to be about really your audience, the people who are helping you, especially I'd say as well. So yeah, because Let's Play really, if you just try to say it's like my Let's Play, which I do say that a little bit here and there, but because I am mainly editing the videos and recording it, and the one spending money that YouTube has not gave me back at all whatsoever, because besides like Patreon, which I really do support you. Thank you guys supporting me on Patreon, but or maybe stream donate wise, because I've definitely dug a huge hole just to like try to even do something I love on YouTube. And I guess really in the end though, I was talking to some friends like, man, I sure wastes a lot of money in this YouTube stuff, and they're like, well, I mean, it's what you love, and you can't argue with that as long as I'm enjoying doing this stuff, and as long as I don't end up living on a box in the street, I think I should be fine.
yeah, that's the same way I am right now. Is basically I'm taking money from my own pocket and putting it into my YouTube, because it hasn't gotten to that point where it can support itself.
Well, yeah, definitely though, one thing for sure, I guess a bit of advice for you, anyone who's still on YouTube, please don't. Chugga Conroy said this, I definitely rushed myself too much because I got way too ambitious and spent a lot of money. Please try your best to start with low-end equipment, because you're going to buy a bunch of high-end equipment. You think like, oh man, I can't make videos. I need like a decent mic, or a really good mic, or really good gaming PC, built it up for processing power, all the capture cards. No, please, you're going to end up like, one thing, the problem about this is you might think that getting all that equipment and stuff is going to help you become good in the end. There's a chance, which in my case, you're not going to get a whole ton of support, because YouTube is very negative for like viewer wise, and it can like, there's so many videos that get pushed out there. I think there's like 3,000 videos on YouTube. I might be wrong about that for statistic wise. They say like gets uploaded per day, and that's a lot to compete with, that's for sure. Actually, I don't even know if it's 3. That sounds like way less. Maybe I think it's 30,000 videos. But either way, there's a lot of videos that gets uploaded to YouTube every day, and whether they're only a few seconds long or a few hours long, that just really depends how well you're going to be able to compete with the market around you. And you gotta just make sure you use your lower end equipment, unless you really have confidence in yourself for the higher end stuff. That's for sure. I mean, I do have a lot of the higher end equipment. I can make really good high end videos, but in the end though, it kind of makes you feel like you're not really learning anything anymore. You should start out small, gain your way up. I still can gain my way up, of course. I am trying to upgrade my computer. Hopefully I can get another job, and of course my mic is it's good. I'd say it's about blue ball quality, which I think I'll go ahead and stop talking about Let's Play stuff there before I get into my mic. I don't know if you have any questions about like what I use for recording audio.
I do actually. We'll go ahead and jump right into that since we're on the subject. What equipment do you use for recording audio for your Let's Play / voice acting?
So I actually use two different mics. The one I'm talking to you right now is a Sennheiser GSP 300, but it's the headset, which headset quality obviously is not that good, but it's still a good headset, which
Yeah,
I have
it's a pretty good quality for a headset, I'll admit. And I hate
Yeah,
headsets.
Yes, Sennheisers are really good. You just got to find the good market. I remember when I was looking at Trigger Conroy's, when he was recommending stuff, there's a series actually made by Laughing Boy LP, which that was where I found Trigger Conroy's interview, and he recommended Sennheiser. And he said, I never had any problems with Sennheiser. There's really cheap ones that go for like $50 to $100 to about $300, and I know there's an insanely like Diamond and Crest Sennheiser headphones. They go for like I think $10,000, $30,000, some absurd amount. That's just crazy, but the one I have, yes, it's GSP 300. It is, I think, standard audio cables. It's not USB. I have heard negative opinions on the USB mics before. They're not all that good. But yeah, it's got really good sound quality. It has you can mute the mic by pushing the mic up. That's pretty good. But one thing for sure is it's got static, and that's the problem. I have to use adaptive noise reduction. It's a condenser mic. That's, well, dynamic mic. That's right. I always get those. I got that messed up with Mickey Mario. I almost forgot. Dynamic mic. Problem is though, it's meant to take a beating. A lot of mics you use, they might tumble around, and make a bunch of it'll pick up whatever they want. Dynamic mics, they are meant to be compact. They're lower quality, but they can take a beating, of course, as I said, and you're going to be able to record for long sessions easily. And they're not really gonna be affected by noise too bad, and they're pretty sensitive. But the problem is they don't really pick up your voice as well, and you can notice in some of my videos that it's a bit strange. I have been planning on switching over to use my condenser mic. That's what I use for voice acting. It is a USB mic, but I'm not saying USB mics are bad. I'm just saying not really Sennheiser, USB headsets. I don't really recommend those because I have heard some mixed opinions on their dual channel audio to go from microphone to headset type wise, and it can kind of screw things up. And I have had that before, even with this headset itself, using a splitter to go into my laptop, and it made some weird static. But yeah, I use for my condenser for voice acting wise for recording, I use an Amazon Basics. I don't know if there's any specific model brand. I could tell you after this, but I was looking around on the market for a good microphone. I picked this up for my group recording for my Hailstorm series. And just so happens that I use it for my voice acting. It came in a variety of colors. I think it comes in black, gray, silver. I think black, silver, and white, I believe. It's a pretty nice mic. It has a mute button on top. It has a blue light to show it's recording. It sounds really good. I mean, I used it for Brian Leafy on stuff. Everybody thought it sounded fine. I used to use my Sennheiser mic for recording. I tried to audition Special Chapter 3. I didn't make it, obviously, but I did get decent support because it's got static. Thankfully, though, the condenser mics, it doesn't have static, for mine anyways. I've not really played with a variety of mics. I used to use a older headset that I said was like a Walmart headset that was it picked up the audio at least, but if I didn't get a headset like that, I probably would have been struggling with a crappy laptop mic that's just those little holes up top near the camera, and those buzz because your fan is going to rumble the computer. Thankfully, I didn't do that, but my older videos, just be warned if you're watching them, they are kind of loud because I didn't know how to balance audio levels, that's for sure. And I do use adaptive noise reduction, which is built in Premiere for my condenser mic, or my dynamic mic, if I ever get the terminology correct. But other than that, I do try to use for audio editing wise. I use Audition. I used to use Audacity because it was free for a while, and I didn't really have a whole variety of stuff. I used to use Audacity. I set my laptop, and then Dazzle capture card OBS. I try to record all of my gameplay footage and my commentary separately because if something would happen, let's say somebody walks in the room, or maybe mailman comes or something, and the problem is the audio channels are on the same level as your gameplay. What I find the advantage of separating your gameplay audio and your commentary audio is you can mess with the levels. Maybe oh shoot, I didn't turn up the commentary audio while I was recording and it sounds really low. Well, what advantage of splitting those tracks up? You can lower the volume of the gameplay and then maybe increase the volume of your voice, or do vice versa, because it's a lot more freestyle like that. You really don't want to try to. It is possible, that's for sure, with maybe if you're recording the same track, but it's not going to be very good or healthy for editing wise, if you record in the same track, of course. OBS, I think, is able to split audio, but I've never really bothered doing it. I just use Audacity because it makes a separate audio file by itself easily. The way I sync audio as well as, of course, I clap, kind of like how Trigger Conroy does. What I do is I'll have the, I was confused how he actually set this up, but a lot of my capture software, OBS, Elgato or Game Capture HD60, or just Game Capture in general, there's a commentary button that I will turn on temporarily. Hopefully I don't forget to turn it off. I will also turn my mic on for OBS. I will clap on both my audio software, and it'll pick up all the audio software and my gameplay, and what I do is I'll match the clap, like the wave lines that bring up. That way the audio of the gameplay is in sync with my commentary, because there are other ways you could do it. Like you could move your character, like you say, like I move my character up now, I move my character down now, move it to the right. I have messed that up before, but thankfully, though, I realized that now I see what exactly he meant by clapping to sync it up, because it really just puts you in a much better. You just want to go like, there you go, it feels good. That was a pretty weak clap, honestly. There we go. But yeah, that's how I do it. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much about that, and I'm staying to the schedule. What else is there?
What do you enjoy most about voice acting?
So one thing I love about it is you really just get into character. You feel so invigorated. You really just like, you want to be that character at times, and it really just allows you to maybe have a different personality or persona, you could say, that just, it feels good. It just feels empowering. You're able to like send out to your fans like, oh man, we love you, or something like that, or man, like, oh man, you're so amazing, and you just feel great about that. Of course, there are negative fans, but you kind of just have to ignore those. You can't really just accept that, get yourself beat up, and then there goes your career right there, But one thing I love is like the outtake wise as well. Like you can create a personality of the character that maybe the developers or the person who made that character, said character, maybe they didn't intend to have, which is pretty cool. And sometimes people like your outtakes a little bit better than your main playstyle, because one thing I love is like you're giving the character a voice that only can really be your voice in that case. And of course, it does feel like you are that character, and it makes you feel like you're another self, just even more stuff I'm repeating. But it just feels it feels empowering, that's for sure. And not really anything else I can say besides that. Besides, like, definitely it's something you're not really going to have. It's an experience you really just can't have anywhere else with voice acting wise. That's what I love about that. I didn't really expect to be a voice actor, that's for sure. And it's weird how some people say, like I'll get messages saying like, oh man, you're so good at this. Like, I don't know if I'll ever become as good as you. I don't consider myself that great of a voice actor at times, but it seems like a lot of the time, as stories I've heard about Casting Call Club, you just make audio, you upload it. For some reason, people think your audio is good. I like that, I guess, your voice-wise, which is good to hear that, because it does give you a place. Like, maybe you're still looking like maybe you're an artist, maybe you're a video creator, maybe you're a music composer, maybe you're just somebody who's making a website, or a voice actor in this case. Voice acting, I feel like, is definitely a career or subject that maybe a lot of people don't realize they can actually get dabbled in. I mean, it isn't, at times it cannot be very finite. It can be a very finite, or yeah, definitely a finite income for resource wise, or maybe like a paycheck wise, anyways. But because it's kind of like a one-time deal, then you're waiting to like maybe making your next like Incredibles 2 or like the next movie or whatever next voice work. But if it's like comic wise, you're getting paid for it, then you should get a decent income. But you got to make sure you branch out to other projects if you're just doing voice acting, because it can be kind of a bit of a slippery slope, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm probably one of the only comic dubbers that pay people, so sucks.
Thank you for that.
As I said, I would 100% on the fact that I believe any good voice actor should get compensated for their work, especially since it's on YouTube and people are seeing it. Basically, honestly, in the same way, I'll explain this really quick. Kind of, when I pay voice actors, it's almost like they're handing over the rights to the voice to me, because I'm paying them for that voice, so I get full rights over using that voice.
Right, exactly. I know what you mean, because like a lot of people will get upset maybe for like commentary wise. Like I definitely for sure Like, I wouldn't want somebody just like randomly, unless I give them my permission, just like, because your voice is it's a special tool that you have. Like, for example, even with art, voice acting is an art. Video making is an art. I could say even let's playing is an art. Like, I know definitely as well, you know, video game wise, maybe a speed run, for example. If somebody steals your content and starts like slapping a watermark on or saying like, this is mine, or like maybe this is my voice, but that's for sure. I can agree with like your compensation right there with pay, because like it's something that people are handing over. They're giving you. It's like commissions. If you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And as I said, especially since this dub is so important to me, adding that payment also gives the voice actors the determination to put more into it too. Like, so a lot of the times when they're doing it for fun and they start doing too many projects, they start getting exhausted, or like, why am I even doing this? And then, you know, you give the compensation for the work they're doing, and it becomes far more worth it. And I enjoy being able to do that for people.
Right. It's a good thing that you do that. I do really appreciate the way you're kind of starting like something special for the voice acting community. How you're just coming up like, hey guys, here's some pay, which I like that.
Yeah, as I say, it's not like crazy pay, but yeah, you know, yeah, you're making money. And as I said, I hope to make many videos in the future, so I usually pay by the video, so
right.
It's not like, yeah, it's not like I'll give you like $10 and then, you know, do all the lines for my entire YouTube series. It's like, no, I'll pay you per video.
Right. I guess like comparing, I guess, a bit of Let's Play and voice acting work right here. Something I will say is like there are also artists that you can just ask. Like, I'm not saying just randomly go ask artists like, hey, could you make this for free, or could you just like do this without pay? I guess you could compare my videos. A lot of my videos for sure they don't make any money, because you need to get monetized on YouTube at 1,000 subscribers, and it takes about a month, and whether or not YouTube accepts it, and they could even demonetize your channel or specific videos, whether or not it's copyrighted, or YouTube just doesn't like that content. They can just do that randomly. Definitely, I'm a good example right here of like, I guess you could say like commission-wise, or like maybe making art for free. A lot of my videos don't really make any money unless it's for Patreon-wise. I only make about a small amount of money on Patreon, which I do appreciate everyone does that. I try to stream, of course, to get some out there, because streaming is definitely consistent. You know, you have like a little Dropbox open for a little tip donation area to get people to give you, because maybe you're playing for your favorite game, maybe you're doing something as well. Which actually gave me an idea of a stream I could do with like money-wise, but the problem is though, I guess talk a little bit about money is, I have heard some people say like, why do you have a Patreon open for a Let's Play channel? Well, the problem is like, I would like to do Let's Playing as a career. Like it is something I would like to do. You don't really need a degree for it. It could be kind of hard to start on YouTube, but the problem is that you need money to survive in life. Somebody was asking like, seems like you're just doing this for the money. If I was just doing this for the money, I would give up now, because I'm not making squat. That's for sure.
That is what that is. I can see how that is. It's like, oh, I thought you were making this for the money. It's if I was making this for the money, I'd be dead already.
Exactly. Like, I'm lucky to still, you know, I'm still under my parents' roof, of course, and that helps out. But people could say like, oh man, I bet you're probably just like making videos still, and you're gonna wait till you make 1,000 subs, then you're still actually secretly doing this for the money. No, like if I was, I have a passion for these games. I really like to do this, and it definitely feels like it's a job. I could turn my career into a job, and it's something that I definitely feel like I would like to do. That's for sure, and it feels like it's something that I could stick with for a while. Like for the longest time, I guess job-wise, like I didn't really know what I wanted to become. Like I was thinking like, I could like be somebody that works on railroads, an engineer. I could be a race car driver, because I was really interested in like the Cars movie from Disney. I was thinking of like
Pixar.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Pixar.
I have to. Well, Disney owns Pixar, but Pixar likes to consider themselves separate.
Right, and for some reason they're making a Toy Story 4, even though they said they're stopping it after 3.
Exactly. Yeah, it's Disney, which, you know, they'll push them to do anything they want. But that's beyond the topic.
Right.
Sorry for
Right,
interrupting
no, it's
you.
understandable though. Actually, it's good that you brought that up, because I almost forgot about Pixar help with that, but they technically made it. But there was also like, I was thinking like maybe become like an electrician or something, which I didn't even know really what that was. I know it was dealing with wires and stuff. That does not sound like my forte whatsoever. And right now in college, I'm studying digital media, which is like a variety of stuff like website coding, I guess like Photoshop basics, some video stuff. But really, all the stuff I do is self-taught, and I feel like that's one thing I really like about a career. which I could still pursue a degree as a backup wise, just in case if like this YouTube doesn't work out, which hopefully it does, because this is like I'm banking on a lot of it, because I really like YouTube. It's something, if it doesn't work out, I guess I could just go to Twitch, but you can't really do Let's Plays live streaming. A lot of it is meant to be edited to inform the viewer, which you still can do in live streams, but you're more attached with your viewers in live streams, I feel like. But this definitely this YouTube type deal. Like I want to make sure, like I really am. A lot of people say like, man, you're really devoted to this, and I'm glad that a lot of people say like, man, your channel deserves more, and that makes me just want to keep going when people say stuff like that. I really do appreciate everybody gives me support overall. Hopefully I'm not rambling too much, but probably should move on to the next topic.
Yeah. So now I think we're gonna kind of go into my dub, and so basically, so you of course play Valence the Espeon, and what made you audition for the dub in general?
So there was another dub of Friday Flareon. Sadly though, that did not get transpired. It kind of reminds me a bit of Let's Plays, where there's a lot of Let's Plays that might not get finished. And it kind of made me a little upset, because it seemed like the person just said their account was deleted, and I really wanted to get a part in that, because I felt like I was like, a lot of my Aaron, especially for that, I felt like it was good, but it looked like that project wasn't going to be seen the light of day. When I saw yours, I was thinking like, you know what? I'm going to try to redo some of these lines. Like I still had them recorded, still had on my hard drive, backed up in fact on my other hard drive, and I was thinking like, you know, I want to try out this out again, because I feel like there's a chance. Of course, I didn't get Aaron. I thought I did really good for Aaron, and Rin. I actually didn't get a chance to try out for Rin.
I apologize for that, but you know.
No, it's fine. You swooped him up pretty quickly, but that's understandable, though.
Yeah, it was an opportunity I didn't want to miss, so I was just like, I'll take it.
To be fair, that's my own fault, really, because a lot of the stuff in the real world, you got to jump on. If you give any slack, you know, you're gonna miss out on opportunities.
Job positions don't stay open just because the job deadline's at this point. If the job gets filled, the job gets filled.
Right, exactly, and like. Getting a bit off topic, a lot of the stuff I collect a lot of games, I collect a lot of memorabilia from video games, becomes really sought after, and once it's gone, it's gone. You know, you're not going to get it anywhere. You got to be first in line. You got to wake up at 5 a.m., maybe even sooner. You might have to camp out on that Black Friday, but in life, you got to fight for it.
Yeah, I can totally understand. It's fun stuff.
And hopefully you don't injure somebody, because that's fun. Oh. That would be...
Yeah.
But no, I really hope I don't injure somebody. That'd be pretty bad. But anyways, though, so about your comic dub, I tried out for Valence. I wasn't going to. I actually tried out. I tried out really late. I think it was the last day, in fact. I could be wrong about this. I was gonna try out for Anthony as well. I think I might. No, I don't think I tried out for him. I tried out for just all the possible available male roles at the time, and I went for Valence, and you're like, you know what? This is pretty good, and now here I am. As for the Friday Flareon comic, I've known about I think it's one of the. I think the first comic I knew about was Random Doom, and that one was pretty good. I remember that was like popped my recommended feed. Decided to watch it because it seemed pretty interesting. I think Friday Flareon. I didn't realize it actually was a comic. I've seen the art float around. I know his name's Excel, right?
Which one?
The artist, Friday Flareon.
Excel, yeah.
Excel, okay. I'm sorry, I get a lot of people.
It's okay, yeah, it's hard to say that, but yeah, I think it's supposed to be pronounced Excel. Or Axel.
I think like Zale, hopefully I'm not saying his name wrong. I always tend to say that wrong, and I do apologize if I am, if you're watching this. You know who makes the Aze Tales comic, which you know, I try my best
those were before my time, so I could never. I would love like be in all of these dubs, but those were before I was even in this community.
Right, it's understandable. Like, there's gonna be more opportunities, like the Random Doom comic dub popped up. There's actually 2 people doing that. There's like I have my own projects as well. Like I was doing a Shovel Knight dub as well. I'm glad there's a pretty good response for that. I do plan to do more well, I guess we'll get into that a little bit later. That could be a bit of a spoilery topic for itself, but
Yeah.
I'll just go back on topic of like the Friday Flareon thing. So, other than that though, I really did like Friday Flareon. I think it has some good charm to it. I like how it says in his Tumblr, "not useless," which
Yeah.
Flareon is the weakest evolution in my opinion. I think it is actually, in fact, one of the weakest evolutions. Battle wise, I think Friday is level 1.
I can't remember. I could pull it up later, but yeah, I know the Friday the Comet can't use any of her abilities. She knows no moves.
Right, she tried to use the fire one time and it didn't work out very well, but
Yeah.
I know it's definitely a low level. It might be like in the double digits, but it's down in the teens, I'm sure. It's not really, she's not pretty high, but I like how it's kind of funny when it says not useless, and yet it's kind of like being a bit hypocritical, and it still is kind of weak, but
Yeah.
it's really though, it's kind of like everybody's saying, like, I guess you could say floof terminology, that everybody's like, oh man, floofs, they love them, and for some reason, I gotta have as Brian's wife, Blaze.
Yeah.
And then there's Molly.
You must respect the Flareons.
Yeah. Hey, you too, Bolt.
Oh boy.
Gotta say, you were one strange family. Well, it's just they're both shiny Pokemon. Okay, I'll stop. No, I love doing that interpretation.
Yeah, you almost sounded the exact same as you do in the episode. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I usually don't. I don't get it right off the bat.
Well, it could just, you probably are going to pick it up in the audio I send you, but the mic I'm using is a bit condensed down, so that's probably why it sounds a bit strange, but I feel like I can spot on hit it. Like, I know for Curials, it sounds a bit edgier, I think, a little bit darker, and then Balances, it's my normal voice, but it feels like it's a bit more, it rolls off the tongue a bit, more like worrisome, I feel like, and it's just like a little bit carefree and worried at the same time. But other than that, I think that's about all I have to say about the Friday Flareon comic. It is a very nice comic. I wish I could support the artist on Patreon. There's a lot of people I wish I could support on Patreon, but money lacking, college student, YouTuber that doesn't really make a whole lot.
Yeah.
Not even a penny. So
I'm really glad to have you as Val the Espion. For some reason, like at first I was like, oh, good addition, I like it. But when I'm writing the script and stuff like that, for some reason I hear your voice and I'm like, okay, that's got to be it.
Well, I'm just glad I fit the part then. I mean, it is what I was saying. Like, it feels nice for voice acting wise to give your characters a voice, and it feels like there's a bit of sense of pride you can have as well with that.
Exactly. Yeah, you gotta own the character. The character's you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll thank you. Thank you for your time, and I was really glad to interview you for this channel.
Yeah, thanks so much. Glad I could be here. Hopefully, I didn't bore you guys too much.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. But well, thank you guys for watching, and if you could look to the side, you can subscribe to either Stellar Steel's channel or my channel as well. And hope you're looking forward to in about a week or so, I'll hopefully be releasing episode 2 of the Friday Flareon comic. So
yeah, thank you so much for I'm glad I could be here to be interviewed. It was pretty nice. I really appreciate taking your time out of your day to do this as well. Well, of course, I'm taking my own time as well, but yeah, well, thank you guys so much.
awesome, cool. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See ya. Steal yourself.